reading in the crosstabs, the most important part, as Phil reminds us, just all of those, from women to Hispanic voters, black voters, 22% of black voters behind Trump. That is not seen in the modern era for a Republican frontrunner, right? I mean, wow.
It's startling. I looked at the Democratic response, Kevin Munoz, the spokesman for Biden, and this idea that, you know, we have a year, we can turn things around. I think you have to look at this being a challenge from the very beginning, right? Black voters from the very beginning were saying that we will help you get Joe Biden into office, but, you know, this is not necessarily our preference. This was about democracy and saving democracy. And so here we are a year later. He has not been able to change their impression. Black home ownership is down. Going to the store, you know, even if jobs have improved in terms of numbers, the prices that people are paying, just it doesn't resonate with them. So Bidenomics, all of the things that Biden has done to try to connect, it's not connecting with this group.
And black unemployment was quite low during the Trump administration.
And lower now.
But he said it all the time. Trump said it all the time.
He had a gift for messaging.
Yeah, the gift for messaging. I love it. That panel, that pathetic CNN panel. I mean, that says it all. They're panicking, gang. They're literally panicking over Biden's political implosion and Trump's national surge. We're going to see precisely why Trump is surging, why Biden is collapsing, and we're going to see why, if you're a Democrat, things are only going to get worse. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your patron professor, here to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. And also, if you'd be so kind, please share this video with friends and family. We are, once again, unfortunately being throttled by big tech, so I need your help to get the hopeful messages of this channel out to as many people as possible. Now, if you were a Democrat today, you'd be scouring the landscape, trying to find some glimmer of hope. You believe, like, you know, Mika and Joe over at MSNBC, you believe Joe Biden is the single greatest, most historic, wonderful president ever. You believe the economy is booming. The border is secure. Peace prevails abroad. But for some god-awful reason, nobody else in the nation seems to see it. So obviously, you're all too stupid, being the knuckle draggers that you are. You're supposed to be voting Democrat. That's what we tell you to do. That's the way we've tried to train you. And yet, virtually all the polls are showing a massive backlash, the likes of which we haven't seen perhaps since Reagan-Mondale. You know that the 1984 election shocked the New York Times. They thought Mondale was going to win. They officially endorsed Mondale. And word on the street was that every person inside the New York Times newsroom thought Mondale was going to win in a blowout. You know why? Precisely because they did not personally know anyone who was going to vote for Reagan. Something similar seems to be happening here. The Democrats and their mouthpieces in the legacy media are suddenly waking up from their self-inflicted ideological comas, only to find a nation that increasingly wants nothing to do with them. Democrats are looking at these polls and they are absolutely beside themselves. They have no idea what more they can possibly do to try to bring Trump down and Biden up. Let's get a sense of what they're seeing, shall we? We all saw this yesterday. This is the New York Times poll that showed that if the election were held today, Donald Trump would win over 300 electoral votes. He's absolutely running away with it in the battleground states, right? He's plus 10 in Nevada, plus 6 in Georgia, plus 5 in Michigan, plus 5 in Arizona, plus 4 in Pennsylvania. I mean, make no mistake. This is the poll that has the Democrat establishment panicked. It's the one that they're openly talking about amongst themselves right now. But like I said, as Democrats look for at least some glimmer of hope out there, they just keep running into polls like this one, the new Bloomberg Morning Consult poll, which has Trump leading Biden in the swing states by an average of 4 points, or the latest CBS poll that has Trump beating Biden 51-48. You'll notice Trump is winning the popular vote in these polls, right? It's not just the battleground state. CBS is showing Trump is actually winning the popular vote. We talked about this yesterday. This is largely because independents have overwhelmingly abandoned Biden. Nearly 7 in 10 independents have said there's no way they're voting for Biden again. His approval rating among independents has tanked to the low 30s. I mean, you cannot be an incumbent and have 7 in 10 independents say, I'm not voting for you, and expect to win re-election. This is why David Axelrod, over the weekend, Obama's former advisor, Axelrod came out and said Biden needs to drop out. He didn't say it in so many terms, but Democrats need to cut their losses and find someone else. So 2024 is going to be a Republican blowout. But the problem here is that the problems facing the Democratic Party are far deeper than what can be resolved by just changing the candidate. And I'm going to show you exactly why, for the Democrats, their ultimate problem is Trump himself. But first, gang, you need to click on that link below and visit the amazing patriots over at Goldco. With everything going on right now in the world, the radical instability and unpredictability that surrounds us requires that we become smart with our money. We never know what's really going to happen, often until it's too late. And so that's why I partnered with the amazing company Goldco, because I know the patriots there are ready to help you and guide you at a time like this. So go ahead and click on that link below right now to get your very own gold and silver kit absolutely free. That's right. This gold and silver kit shows you how to get into precious metals tax-free and penalty-free, even if your money's still in a retirement account like an IRA or 401k. And get this, you may already qualify to get up to $10,000 in free silver. I told you they're patriots just like us, and they're here to help. You've seen the writing on the wall, gang. Don't wait until it's too late. Defend your freedom by clicking on that link below right now and get your free gold and silver kit today. Take a look at this headline from CBS News. Look at this. If Trump wins, more voters foresee better finances and the U.S. staying out of war. Now, where have we heard that before? That's exactly what Trump has been saying. That's been this key message of his campaign thus far. Vote for me, and you have peace abroad and prosperity at home. Vote for bumbling Biden, and you'll have only war and depression. That was Trump's message to the striking Michigan auto workers, right? It doesn't matter what contract you negotiate today. You won't have a job in 2 years if Joe Biden stays in office. It's all going to China. Joe's bought and paid for, but I'm not. Vote for me, and you'll be employed and you'll be rich. Peace abroad, prosperity at home. And this is the strength of Trump being what Dick Morris refers to as a hybrid candidate. Trump is both incumbent and candidate, or as Rich Barris puts it, which I love, he's both incumbent and insurgent. I think that's better. Trump has a proven record that he can appeal to that's infinitely better than Biden's, but he's new. He's not the incumbent. He's new. He's an insurgent that can change the policies that are in place now by this disastrous Biden administration. Everywhere Trump goes, he can point to success after success after success of his administration as a proven track record for getting our nation back on track. This is the advantage he has as a hybrid candidate, and no other GOP candidate has this advantage. And then you add on top of that the perception that the establishment fears him and is deliberately weaponizing our legal system to get rid of him, like we talked about in our first video. When 8 in 10 voters think we live in a two-tier justice system, that just makes Trump look like a victim of the man, as it were. That garners a mass surge in sympathy for a candidate that many otherwise would not have voted for. And so you take those two dynamics, hybridity and sympathy, and you have a very formidable candidate, perhaps the single most formidable candidate we've seen in decades. And so with Trump surging and Biden fading in the polls, you can expect the panic and the desperation among our ruling establishment is only going to get worse. Are you ready to join the resistance? Because I'm leading a group of dedicated, courageous patriots who can lead a spearhead into the heart of the secular globalist establishment. We punished Bud Light and Target, driven CNN and the legacy media to near bankruptcy, forced BlackRock to backtrack on ESG, and now we're seeing our conservative-dominated Supreme Court ending affirmative action and protecting religious liberty. In my Insiders Club, I show you concrete steps to take locally and online that will only keep this mass uprising going until the battle is won. Don't wait. Click the link in my description below and join my Courageous Patriots Insiders Club today.